Yo, what is going on? It is your boy BigDonSkillz bringing you another video today. And we got an interesting one. I'm gonna try and record this straight from my phone and see if I can make a video on my phone. If you aren't aware right now, my internet has been down and I'm not sure when this thing's gonna get fixed, but the show must go on. So we get an article today from the one and only IGN saying that a study from Oxford University suggests that playing games is good for mental health. So this is something I just saw earlier today, and I thought it'd just be something really simple to talk about. I'll go ahead and read this portion, and then I'll just give my take on it. We'll keep it simple. So an Oxford University study has suggested that playing games could be good for your mental health. As reported by The Guardian, academics from the UK university used gameplay data from Animal Crossing New Horizons and Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville in the study, using psychological questionnaires to find that more play time led to a greater sense of well-being in players. This is one of the first instances of researchers using real playtime data rather than asking subjects to report their own hours. This is about bringing games into the fold of psychology research. It's not a dumpster fire, lead researcher Andrew Przybylski explained. The study showed that you're a much happier human being if you play 4 hours a day of Animal Crossing, but the team doesn't want to give games a carte blanche pass, which I probably just butchered. As a result, I'm very confident that if the research goes on, we will learn about the things that we think of as toxic in games, and we will have evidence for those things as well. Przybylski thinks that if researchers continue to take advantage of gameplay data collected by a wider range of publishers and developers instead of using self-reported hours, they will be able to understand more about our relationship with the hobby. You have really respected important bodies like the World Health Organization and the NHS allocating attention and resources to something that there's literally no good data on, he says. And it's shocking to me the reputational risk that everyone's taking given the stakes. For them to turn around and be like, hey, this thing that 95% of teenagers do, yeah, that's addictive. No, we don't have any data. That makes no sense. In other news, England's top mental health nurse recently asked for game publishers to restrict microtransactions as they may push kids into gambling habits. Last year, the UK's NHS opened its first treatment clinic for video game addiction. So yeah, that was just the article right there. It was pretty much a study from Oxford. It used Animal Crossing and Plants vs. Zombies for a study that it's good for your mental health. What's interesting about this is that right now in quarantine, I think video games have a bigger effect than they've ever had. The main reason being is that, first of all, we're locked in our houses and we're not really physically interacting with our friends like we normally would. We're not hanging out. We're not, going to parties or whatever the case may be, going to grab a bite to eat, getting some drinks, whatever the case may be, going to amusement parks. And I think a game like Animal Crossing, especially with the timing of when it came out, I would definitely say that games like that, and interesting enough, Plants vs. Zombies makes sense too. They're very vibrant, colorful games. They create a happy environment for the people that are playing them. So anyone who just, wants to turn a game on and not really think about what they're doing too much, you're not jumping in Call of Duty just blasting fools and getting mad every time you die to lag, right? Or playing Smash Brothers and dealing with their own line. I think games like this that are just a happy environment and just, like I said, the colors and the visual appeal of it, I think it definitely is good for your mental health. There's definitely the debate of video game addiction, which is definitely a real thing, where you can be too much into video games and you can't really separate that from reality. But I think the purpose of this article is to focus more on the positive side of things, to where, if you have issues, if you are stressed or you need some sort of relief or something to relax and calm your mind, video games are perfect for that. It's pretty hard, I think, for a lot of people that don't play video games to understand. It's very hard being on the outside looking in. And I think that's always where that debate goes. It's kind of like, well, video games fry your brain. You gotta do things. You gotta focus on school. And although I definitely agree with that, you're entitled to choose what you want to do in your free time. I just think adding a little bit of social interaction is great. But at the same time, because we're in a quarantine, we're kind of limited in that social interactions. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. I think it's a pretty good article. It doesn't really prove much, honestly, but it's something cool to read and just talk about. So I got a question for y'all, of course. What do y'all think of video games and mental health? Do you think it's helped you, go through hard times, or just, help with keeping yourself mentally afloat? I'll say, me personally, for quarantine, definitely. I obviously play a lot of video games. I stream, but at the same time, I've even limited myself on how I play them outside of streaming. But even then, it still just helps me keep afloat. Having fun games to play with you guys, the community games, the Mario Karts and Smashes, and just a lot of those games are just really fun, especially when people are happy. So I think it's been good for us. And with games like Among Us, you actually now have a audible communication. People are actually talking to each other instead of typing. And I think things like that definitely help keep your social skills intact until hopefully this quarantine is over, pretty soon. So, but yeah, that's it for y'all today. I just thought I'd do something. This is going to be straight off the phone. I'm curious to see how I'm going to do this, but we're going to try and make some magic here, man. I hope y'all are having a good night, and we'll try and put the rest of the videos up over the next few days. If y'all got suggestions for me, you already know what to do. Let me know. Shoot me a message, post it in the YouTube comment, or of course, hit me up in Discord. Also, follow your boy on twitch.tv/BigDonSkillz. Once again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night, and deuces.